Hello and welcome back to Danganronpa Antebellum Lockdown. In the previous episode, let me think. We did our free time event with Alora. Basically, we found out she's alone. Surprise, surprise! The person who murdered. No one likes the person who's a murderer. I know. And did human experiments. I know. We're very shocked by that fact. Except for good old Shinku Kutsuki. She's the only one she has, and no matter what Shinku does, she knows that she'll always forgive him because of that fact. Then afterwards, after that depressing scene, we went to the evening meeting, and basically Amelia broke the rules. She brought us all food so we could eat despite us being through a starvation period, not allowed to eat food. She snuck food in, and after that lovely scene where we saw Amelia smile for the first time, all our mouths were agape. We were horrified of the fact, especially Yasmini. She was as horrified as she was looking at the spuds. And afterwards, Moneko came in, and he's like, Amelia, I'm gonna kill you. And we're like, oh, okay. Amelia, I'm not sure how long she is in this world, but it is something. And I was just thinking about it. And I guess a little theory I have is that during that scene with Amelia and Mononeko, this the scene would turn black, and there'd be a white line of text, the exact same line of text that appeared during the interrogations, the interrogator when they were speaking to all of the prisoners so far. First Alora, then Ismini, then Shinku, and presumably this episode we're going to go into our fourth one. But I wonder if that is the mastermind, and that the mastermind is controlling Mononeko, perhaps. And when it turns to black, it's not Mononeko speaking, but it's the mastermind who turned off their voice filter, talking to Amelia, and that's why I went to black. I'm assuming the mastermind wasn't in the room with her, because that'd be kind of odd. I don't know how they'd get in there without like with them in the background, but regardless, I think that might be going on. Anyways, moving along from that theory, when we got out, we saw Foot just lying drunk, passed out. He was just on the floor, and all of us were like, okay, so who wants to kill him? And we all just chatted for a couple of minutes thinking about, should we kill him, should we not? Then he started waking up, and then we were like, oh, well, if he's awake, it's not right. Where's the fun in that? So we kind of like, nah, we'll leave him be. He was talking about Takiko and his slumber, and that just further proves to me that he's not part of this game, and he regrets that he couldn't save Takiko. And then the janitor came, and we met him for the second time this chapter, a new world record. The janitor appearing twice in the chapter, that's unprecedented levels of screen time, and janitor, like, you better enjoy it while you have it. And then we've learned more about the janitor, and I was right. There was a connection between the janitor and Fu, because they both look the same age, and they both were in Hope's Peak, which actually explains a little bit why Fu was so much older than the rest of the cast. Because originally the janitor was meant to be a member of this cast, but he found out something he shouldn't have known, and then Asuka got brought in as a replacement. But if the janitor was really originally in it, then that's why there is two people who are a lot older than us, because those two knew each other, and that's why there was that connection. So it makes sense why Fu was a lot older than the rest of the cast. And then afterwards, I don't think there was actually is afterwards. We brought Jingo helped the janitor bring Fu back to his cell, and we were like, oh yeah, cool. And he didn't knock all us out this time. He's gaining the heart. He only brought Fu out, and I'm pretty sure he didn't have anything to do with that passed out um Fu. I'm pretty sure Fu just passed out due to his drunkenness. But yeah. And also, the janitor said something ominous about Alora listening to something, and we were like, Alora scares us too much, or we're not going to bother with that. But yeah, we're right now we're in Fu's room, and just watching him sleep and hope he doesn't do anything. And we're going to talk to him when he wakes up to explain what happened, ask him if he was attacked or whatever. But let's get into it. Presumably, we're going to go into an interrogation, because we left off at a save point, and I just clicked off the game immediately because I didn't want to get spoiler what was next. I want to you guys see my first reaction. So let's see what's going on here. Zeke, okay. So that's the next is Zeke. He's who I thought would be last time, but I guess now better now than ever. Which leaves who leaves that leaves Asuka, Fu, and Lyra. Asuka, Fu, Lyra. Oh, that makes the Lyra. I do think if I think at the start of this chapter, I said this already, I won't say it again just because I hadn't. But at the start of this chapter, I'm pretty sure they said 6 interrogations. So I think if you're interrogated, then you're going to make it out alive. Well, you're not going to make it alive, but you're not going to be the victim. But then again, I'm pretty sure these interrogations are gone in chronological order, so I'm not sure how that would work. But if I'm right, that means Fu, Lyra, Asuka are going to be the victim. And like I said before, I don't think it's going to be Asuka, which leaves Fu and Lyra, who are already my top 2 picks of who could die. But let's go into it. The Curious Case of Ezekiel Elias, Case 5. Please make your case for the jury. I don't know why I went into Alora's voice for a second there. Hey Zeke, I like you're also bringing out the broad shoulders like everyone else.
I did anything wrong.
Keep again, this game is voice acted. But just speak.
The world has fucked me over as long as I remember. There's nothing about this dump that's fair in the slightest. So I thought, it didn't fucking matter what I did. Everyone else was shitty. So what's the difference if I am too?
Yeah, what's the difference if I murder people? There's no nice people in the world. I agree with this logic so much.
Pushing others down, exerting your power, trying to climb to the top. That's just part of being human. Back when I was getting beaten up daily in that hellhole, I always grit my teeth and told myself I'd be the one on top someday. I'd be the one people would be scared of eventually.
Okay, this is not the point. But I was looking at his hair. Does the dye look less golden than usual? It's interesting. Maybe there's no dye here, or maybe it's just a weird art. But yeah, I just realized that. I feel like his hair is really more ginger at his roots.
If I died in the process, then I didn't give a shit. What's the point in continuing to live in a world that'll fuck you over at every opportunity? And I got there. I got to the top.
And did it fulfill you?
It should have.
But did it?
I thought it did.
But did it?
No. Not at all. It didn't make me happy at all. It was all pointless in the end. The hell was I chasing? Some vague idea of masculinity? Power? I don't even know at this stage. Whatever it was, it all feels so hollow and stupid now. But I can't admit that. God knows I can't admit that.
Why not?
Because what was the point of becoming just as shitty as the people who hurt me if it was all for something so meaningless? I was just doing the exact same thing they did. The thing that fucked me up so badly. The type of people that made Michael... That made him... I was just repeating the same goddamn things. I was keeping it going. I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be like them.
Continuing the cycle of misery.
Everyone just acted like it was great. Like it was fine. Like it was just me being me. That it should be celebrated, actually. No wonder the world is this screwed up if this sort of behavior is rewarded. When you're praised for hurting others, as long as you've got the talent to back it up. No wonder that school was able to stay open for so long. No wonder no one gave a shit. I was practically being tortured for being a normal teenager. People just let this shit slip through the cracks. Don't give me, of all people, excuses. Don't give me kindness. Especially compared to those who deserved it more. That's the kind of shit that let it all get swept under the rug. What the hell is wrong with people?
You're not any different. You liked it.
I just liked it. Because no one was hurting me, aside from myself. It was all me on top. And people loved me.
But did you feel it?
What did it matter?
It didn't matter, it's kind of bit actually.
Who needed love? Everyone I invested in fucking disappears anyway. They abandoned me. Or let me down, or...
Looks over at Mint's grave. You pushed them away.
So I never have to feel shitty when they eventually ditch me. Just like everyone else. Just like Michael, or...
But not him.
Min was different. He still died on me. He died on me before anyone else even got a chance to know what he was really like. And now they all act like I'm crazy when I was the only one who really knew him in the first place. And I'll never forgive him for that. I'll never forgive him for leaving me alone with that. For leaving someone like me alive instead of him.
And not her either.
I just didn't want her to leave.
I'm very curious what these whole interrogations actually are, because nobody ever talks about them. So I don't know if they're at the end of the chapter and they're not in chronological order. Like, if they're not happening in the middle of the night when happening, that makes sense, because they're talking about it because, you know, because they wouldn't talk about it if they didn't know about it in the middle of the day because it happened afterwards. However, why would they be having them? Why would they be having them? Because if there's only 6 of them and it happens afterwards, that means it would have been it would have happened between the investigation and the trial. Then that's just interesting. Unless there's only 5 and this is after. Unless there's only 5 and it's after the trial and in murder. I guess after the trial is obviously after the murder. And if there's only 5, that means the 2 unknowns would be the killer and the victim. However, I don't think the creator would want us to go into the trial knowing who it was for certain. So I feel like it's more of a victim thing rather than a boat. So I'm just kind of confused what the hell this is. And whoever it is, whoever the mastermind is, or whoever this interrogator is, a very good at breaking these people. I gotta say.
Even really blame me?
I mean, I think we could a little bit.
Everyone was acting like she couldn't make her own decisions. They were trying to make ones for her. They just wanted control over her.
I think you wanted control over her a little bit as well a while ago. I'm not sure. I don't think you feel that way now, but you were doing the same.
I was just trying to make sure someone didn't get walked all over again. That their voice was heard. So if Lyde did die, at least people wouldn't use some fake idea of what she was like to justify their actions. If someone did that, I couldn't hold myself back.
That's not it.
No, who am I kidding? That isn't it. Of course it's not.
Is it the voice in their heads, or because I don't know? I'm assuming they're talking to someone, right? That's the obvious one. It looks like. It looks like they're talking to me, and I'm using my voice. Maybe I'm the mastermind. Woohoo! We figured it out. But it also could be the voice in the head. That feels like a weird reaction to that.
After Mint, I couldn't take it. I didn't want to be alone. I'm such a hypocrite. I hated how quickly I got attached to Lyra, and how much I needed her to not leave me. Maybe that's why I hated what Shinka was doing with Molly. I saw too much of myself in that. I thought that if I wasn't careful, that could be us too. And if there's one person I hate more than Sam, it's...
me. Yeah, it's you.
I wanted her to be there, no matter what. Even if she did end up hating me. I knew she'd hate me. I knew it. But even so, at least if she hated me, I'd still be important to her somehow. At least she'd be alive. That was better than her being gone to me. As selfish as that is. But I held her way too close. God, that bruise on her wrist.
That wrist. It's a weird, crazy thing. God, that wrist. Ugh, hate that wrist.
I didn't know how much harm I could do without even meaning to. It horrified me. I hated it.
You hate yourself.
Shut up. I want to make things right. I want to let go. I want to let her decide for herself. I know that's best for her. As terrifying as that is for me. I just want to make things right. But it's too late, isn't it? What can I even do now? I've tried. I've really tried. I'm just scared. I'm scared. I don't want her to go. I don't want to fuck things over more than I ever have. I know it's selfish. I know the tighter I hold on to her, the more I'm gonna hurt her. I've heard that enough from Asu and Isabel. Trust me. But still, even if I could never say it out loud, even if it's selfish and stupid and childish,
Say it.
don't you dare leave me too. That would be even worse than just being alone in the first place.
How cute. Oh, Link Sharp.
If I died now, I don't think anyone would be willing to die with me.
And whose fault is that? Well, I nothing about that one. Oh dear. Why is there a save point immediately after? Well, I guess I shouldn't be complaining because all the save points is better for me. Shinker, do something about once and smother him in his sleep, please. I forgot about the lone streams. That's gonna be. Oh, Fu in his sleep. Yeah, honestly, Shinku, we could have gone away with that. You know, I mean, everyone would have known we did it, but we could have lied. I mean, we thought we could have gotten away with quote unquote killing Molly, and so I'm pretty sure you thought we could have gotten away with killing Fu. So you know, if being honest, Anyway, that scene is too much for me to think about, so I'm gonna move on. Fu, talk to me. Make me forget it ever happened. Oh God, morning, sleepyhead. What? What time is it? Early. You should take this. Who the hell are you? Oh, shit. Thanks, kid. Fu rolled over and reached over out to take the water I was holding, moving his hand to his head and letting out a groan, laying back. That is age. Okay, Fu. What are you doing here? What do you want? We agreed someone would stay with you, and I got the shortest fork, so yeah. Shortest fork, I couldn't think of the product, great. Guess you're doing whatever you can to get any grace with the rest of them, huh? This isn't about me. I've got some questions for you. Question one, what type of alcohol did you drink last night? I didn't drink. Okay, who did knocked you? You're nuts if you think you can play shrink to your captor. How often have you been drinking, Fu? Okay, well, what did he do? I don't think that's any of your business. I mean, considering I told you the truth about why we were following you, I feel like so easily, I feel like you can tell me easily how much you're drinking, Fu. We found you passed out in the hall. That's not even for someone like you. Quite frankly, it's also a terrible idea if you're running this. You left yourself incredibly vulnerable. God. Forbid a guy have his fun now he doesn't have to save face. I've just been drinking as much as I like. Got a problem with that? Are you drinking 24/7? Where'd you get that from? God, of course he'd play dumb. Oh, I don't know. Maybe the countless bottles I found hidden under your desk in here? Well, nowhere else to put them now. I'm not the one who chose to have the incinerator locked off. I don't see why you care so much, kid. I'm not exactly your pal or whatever. And okay, skip my text line, that's fine, I don't care. I'm sorry. When did it start? On this level? I know it was bad before, but it was never this bad. Uh, After you came out about things? Uh, he wasn't going to give me an answer and I knew it. He probably wouldn't even admit he was drinking, but I thought I could test my luck. I just wanted to try and figure out what the hell was going on inside his head. If he was doing extremely poorly, it did not bode well for his future treatment of us. So I wanted to get ahead of any potential issues with him. Sure, that's exactly right. I keep forgetting that these people think he's still running this game. Yeah, that's exactly why he's been drinking so much, because you're scared about it. And that's exactly why you have him, because you're scared that he's going to do something stupid. Right, right, right. After Takiko's death? Yes. Wow, great poker face for you. Okay, well, you could have hit it better. He still didn't say a word, but his demeanor seemed to shift slightly as I mentioned her. I sat there in silence, hoping that not saying anything further would force him to speak. You know, considering how Asuka said we treated Takeo horribly at the end of the second trial, I feel like if the reason why he's drinking like this is due to Takeo, we probably should leave and not say anything, because he could try. I feel like he could strangle us if we say the wrong thing about Takeo here. And to my surprise, he eventually did, avoiding eye contact with me. Do you think there's a world out there where she was able to find happiness? What I was expecting, but it certainly wasn't that. Um, where girls like her could be free. I felt my fist clench hearing him of all people ask that. And I hardly had the right to get mad at what he was saying, considering my own perception of everything until yesterday. I hope there is. There should be. Otherwise, I think we really might be doomed. Honestly, I'm really glad that Fu didn't turn out to be the mastermind in this game, because the only reason that I actually kind of cared about him was because of his relationship with his daughter and how he wanted to be a good dad, despite messing up catastrophically a lot. And I would actually been upset if he was part of this game. So I'm glad that, despite everything, it seemed that one redeeming quality of him turned out to be true. I couldn't bite my tongue. Why did you bring her into the game in the first place if you didn't want that to happen to her? Ooh, saying that he's responsible for her death is definitely gonna help. Ooh, great. Probably shouldn't have said that, but yeah. He immediately snapped his gaze to me, his tone sharpening. I took a step back instinctively. Listen, kid. I've made a whole lot of bad choices without thinking about them. But that's one choice I never make. I'd never choose to have her here. Then who did choose it? Who decided it was okay for any of us to be here? Choices. Choice. We make them all the time. But they're funny things, you know. You never really know if you've made the right choice, no matter what you do. Well, that's a really good deflection. Because no matter how convinced you are that you do, you'll never know for sure how things would have turned out if you did, or said something differently. Yes, they matter so much. Everyone's who's died so far has been because someone along the line has made a choice. Guess that goes without saying. But it's crazy how your own choices can affect so many other people. Kinda makes it unbearable to live sometimes, don't you think? I knew he was intentionally diverting the subject, but still. I hate this motive. I feel like no matter what I do, I'm making the wrong choice at every turn. Really? This motive is when you think you made the wrong choice? I think you made a lot of bad choices. Well, maybe the first one. Well, you didn't have choices, but in the second one, you made a lot of bad choices. What choice have you made here? Really, it was only not talking to his meanie and kind of betraying Alora's trust. But even then, I don't think that was that bad. You haven't really had much control over anything that's been going on. That's the thing. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Alora is the one who's deciding everything. So you can't really blame yourself for any of those decisions. You're not the one deciding anything, kid. The dog is. But I'm still making choices, and none of them feel good. I feel like I'm tied between two worlds, and but I'm still making choices, and none of them feel good. I feel like I'm tied between two worlds, and trying to play the middle ground is just causing more tension to arise.
Well, there's no right or wrong choices. There's just the choices you make in life. And if you can live with them and see them through at the end, or at least not run away from the consequences of whatever choices you made, then I think that's what counts. Being so scared of what the future could hold that you end up making no choice at all keeps you stuck where you are. Nothing will change unless you take that initiative yourself.
You don't make any sense to me.
Letting the world move around you and refusing to stand up for anything or anyone because you're scared of consequences from either side. Doesn't make much sense to me, but it seems to be the Shinku special. Huh.
Well, okay, but that was a call for, especially after having you carry here. You didn't have to do that, but fine, okay, that's okay.
Oh, don't give me that look. Isn't the first time I brought up your fencing, and definitely won't be the last if you keep going like this. Ever since we've gotten here, you refuse to take a stance on anything until it's way too late. Always have heartily supporting the audience's verdicts, without ever fully disagreeing or agreeing with them. It feels like you can't form a solid opinion to save your life. Oh well, that's not fair. I think you can form a solid opinion quite easily, but you're kind of a chicken to voice them.
That was a pathetic chicken sound.
I'm sorry, I have too much to drink and smoke. No voice. That's where you have issues, isn't it?
What does this have to do with anything? Come on, don't attack me.
It's just cozy to stay in that space in the middle. Never obsession anyone, but never standing up for anyone until it's way too late.
That's not. Be the bigger person here. You don't want to get in trouble. Just let him rattle on, Shinku. He's just trying to aggravate you. Don't let it get to you. When he's going to say something about Molly, then you're going to get aggravated. Yeah, there's the Molly thing. Oh gosh, Shinku pounce him.
Excluding anything that's ugly doesn't fit into the nice boxes you showed people into. You couldn't recognize that Molly was the type to have done the suicide pact when you learned she did it. Hell, you couldn't step up and have a solid stance for Molly until she was already dead.
Never mind. I didn't even realize how quickly my hand moved on its own end. Oh, Jesus Christ. Wow, that was certainly a slap. You sound like a knife cutting through steel. Slapped through, clean across his face.
Oh, Jesus.
There. Is that enough of a stance for you? Get your act together. Stop running your mouth about my issues when it's more than clear you've got a whole heap of them hidden below your desk. You might be happy stagnating and backpedaling, but I'm going to do better. I'll step up. So don't you dare say anything about her when she was able to improve more in a few weeks than you have in your 35 years on this planet. I was stunned and managed to muster the courage or drive to do that in the first place. Oh my god, I did it. She yes. Maybe it was just the maybe it was just the adrenaline pushing me before I had a chance to properly consider my actions. A wave of dread almost immediately washed over me. I was expecting him to punish me or Monomanega would appear instead, but he smiled at me, his eyes lighting up a bit weirdly enough. He seemed almost proud. What's so funny?
I knew you had it in you, kid.
I blinked at him for a bit, trying to figure out what exactly he meant by that.
Now, I just wish the others could do the same.
What do you... Before I could question Fu further, the door to his cell opened. An unexpected figure standing in the hallway, looking out at the boat. Unexpected. Now, it's probably just going to be Alora or something like that, but I hope it's maybe Emilia or the janitor. No, it's just Alora, fair enough. I knew I could hear something. But this is a little surprising. Well, Fuse cell 9. Alora, you're cell 6. So then how the hell did you hear us, huh? Were you just walking up like, oh, do I hear something from Fuse cell? Well then, I guess I must peek in for every reason. Dr. Elenius, it's... Utski, you're coming with me!
Ooh, looks like someone is in trouble.
For God's sake, don't put ideas in his head. He's not. I just have a few questions.
Oh. I felt a bit in my stomach. God, had she got a midnight munitions?
Is that a problem? No, not at all. Oh God, I think I'm gonna die. Good. I'm glad you're being sensible about this. Follow me. Let's check the stock and the medicine storage together. There's a room that no one ever goes into, so it'll be quite secluded. Okay, well that's not ominous at all. Ensure that nothing is unaccounted for, including your life. Oh, yeah. Okay, but then Laura, you can be a little scary about that, but I guess I'll accept it. Thanks, Fu, for I guess getting me to stand up for myself. Thank you so much. Bye. All right.
Good luck, kid. Looks like you're gonna need us.
Thanks. Bro's in trouble with the teacher. Oh no. Okay, here we go. Well, let's see. Is Alora going to handcuff me? Let's find out. And is she going to lock me in the medicine storage? Could you imagine? Wait, what if she wants to keep us? What if we're the only person? She said herself that we're the only person that she trusts and only likes her. So what if she handcuffs us, locks us in the medicine storage, just so nobody can get to us, and that we'll be safe from the murder no matter what happens? Could you imagine? Wow. I followed Dr. Elenius to the medicine storage, my throat grown dry as she took me there. I knew it was unlikely she meant anything malicious, but I couldn't help but feel nervous about it all. I just wish she'd tell me what it was all about. That would stop this terrible knot of anxiety in my stomach. Or at least speak on the journey over there, instead of letting us stay in this terrible silence. We entered the room and she closed the door behind her. So, what did we start counting first? Ha ha ha. We're not actually counting stock, Hutsuki. Ah, I see. Typically, if I need to question someone, I take them to the showers in the morning so they can be easily passed off as me just helping those who can't operate them alone, helping them help operate. Ha ha ha. But your lack of a verdict would make that suspicious. Question someone. It's best to do these things in private, I find. So this is not your first time questioning someone. This is a routine for you, I see. But people would say that in the midnight meetings if you did do it to them. So why hadn't they? That's interesting. What have you been threatening them with? Have you been threatening them with something so severe that I wouldn't even mention in the midnight meetings? Interesting. That doesn't really clear things up here. Let's cut to the chase. Well, before that, I do have a new question. What were you doing in Wang's cell, Kutsuki? Well, just tell her that you were just walking and you met the janitor again and you found Fu knocked out, passed out, or say you were going. Well, if you say you were going for a snack, then then she'll get mad at you again for stealing food. But she does deserve to know. But I don't know how many details I can realistically give her without giving away the night meetings. I know she'll question it if I tell her I was walking around last night, but I'd feel awful making another lie just to cover my tracks. I really do not like breaking Dr. Lennis' trust whatsoever. I especially don't want to do it after I already did so yesterday. I'm one of the few people left here she can trust, and if that's breached, who knows how severe she could get. She might actually become the strict enforcer, just waiting to enact her power that everyone keeps trying to frame her as. Are you going to tell her about the night meetings, Abby? I don't want that. I wanted to prove people wrong. But, yeah, it would be you'd be betraying the trust of everyone else in this prison if you told her about the night meeting, so you kind of just have to tell a white lie. But I knew I had to tell one small, white lie to cover for the others, and not get them in trouble. Even if they didn't have the best opinion of me, I did agree to stand up with them. So if it's to protect their peace. I was headed to the shower block last night, since I lost track of time and forgot the shower earlier. Forgive me, Dr. Linnaeus, have mercy. Well, I will ignore the fact it took you 30 seconds to say that, but aside from that, it's a good story. When I found Fu passed out in the middle of the hallway. What? It was really bizarre. He was completely blackout drunk. I think he's been drinking almost 24/7 the last few days. There were all sorts of bottles hidden in his cell. I helped him get back to his cell and stayed there overnight. I know you wanted us all to stick to our own cells, and I apologize if I broke your trust there. But I thought if I caught him in the morning, I'd be able to interrogate him about finding him there. Were you able to get any relevant information? Well, aside from the only thing we really learned is that he's been drinking because of Takiko. Just a lot of non-answers, really. Sounds about correct for one. Unfortunately, I apologize I couldn't get more information. Please don't hate me. Dr. Elenius let out a sigh and looked at me. It's fine. This really shouldn't be your job, Kutsuki. Please, try to be more careful in the future. I understand we're all eager to escape, but sticking your noses in awful places it doesn't belong could lead to putting your life at risk. And I don't want you to put your life at risk. We'll lock you in this room for the rest of your stay here. I'm like, oh, okay, that's fine. I really do not want to lose you, or anyone else here. This, paired with your delinquency yesterday with Elias, it's very unlike you. Try to be cautious and smart about this, Kutsuki. Please. It's kind of funny that Shinku thinks Shinku is changing for the better, and ever since that change, Alora has problems with how he's been acting. I think that's very interesting. Right, right. I will. No, I know what I was initially planning on asking you about. You are aware of your current position, aren't you, Kutsuki? No. What do you mean by that? Huh? What do you mean? Oh, that one. Fair enough. Yeah, I was aware of that. I mentioned that before. Out of everyone alive, you are the last unjudged prisoner. This puts you in a precarious position. Right. The only crimes that hadn't been revealed yet were Fu, Dracul's, and my own. I wasn't sure if Fu counted anymore due to the recent revelations about him, and Jakrul wouldn't live to see the consequences of his crime being out. I'm aware, but I'm uncertain what about that is risky. I did say in the I think it was in the last episode that Shinku being the only unjudged prisoner gave him a weird advantage, and everyone else had everything exposed about them. They were completely vulnerable. Nothing they had really, though, even if there were other things nobody knew, their worst things that they ever did was known to everyone. So they didn't really have anything to hide behind. And Shinku does have that to hide behind, which gives him a like. It would be hard to connect to him. It would be hard to connect with him knowing that he's hiding something, and aside from the other people who already have that stuff being revealed, so like it's a weird dynamic. Out of everyone here, I cannot account for what you've done. With everyone else, I can have vague ideas of their behaviors and potential risk factors that may lead them to making a drastic decision, if you will. No, too soon. But the uncertainty of your situation makes you something of a liability. Oh, okay, I see. Kutsuki, you have seen me at my worst. I have already been condemned for my actions. I am in no position to judge you. I need you to understand that. If you could disclose your crime to me, that would be of great assistance. Honestly, I would probably tell her. Well, obviously, I don't know what. Well, I have a rough idea what Chico's crime is, but I would probably tell her because our crime is going to be revealed next anyway. And if the pattern repeats, a murder is probably going to happen soon, no matter what Alora does. So if we die, we die, and we don't have to live with the consequences. With it, just like Shinku said. And if we live, our crime is going to get revealed anyway. So we may as well tell her now. Just make her promise not to tell anyone else. Tell her, and then yeah, I would probably tell her. What? I understand the futility of asking this, since I know it's likely you will lie, but I'd greatly appreciate your honesty and cooperation here. I promise you, I only want to know this for your own benefit and safety. I just want to account for any potential possibilities or complications that could jeopardize our continued survival. Oh dear. What lie can I make again? This is an unfair position, Dr. Elenius. If I don't disclose anything, you'll certainly assume the worst. I do not intend it to be. If you wish to stay quiet, that's your prerogative. I will not push the topic any further. But you have power over me here. You could detain me at any moment or restrict my food further, or... You don't think I'd do that, would you? I mean, you've already done it for far less, if we're being completely honest. You've restricted my food for far less already. Kutsuki, please, out of everyone, you still believe I'm really trying to help, don't you? I do. I'm just nervous. I don't know. Don't you think this is going a bit too far? You can't completely control and account for everything other people will think or feel. But I can try. I have to try. Well, it's my life on the line here if people figure out my crime. That's better than doing nothing. I understand that you have good intentions here, but I think you're not going to be happy with the person you'll become in the process. I accepted a long time ago that in order to do what I had to do, I couldn't be a good person. You cannot do those kinds of experiments. You cannot reduce lives to subjects and weigh the value of an individual's lives against one another while still believing you are a good person, no matter your intentions. The cognitive dissonance would ruin you. But you don't have to be a bad person. I hardly deserve a second chance after everything I've done. After Haka. The only thing I can do now is ensure you all stay alive for as long as possible. Even if you hate me, that's all I can do to even start to make up for it all. You really think that? Is that why you haven't taken out the earpiece? I guess when reality has completely rejected everything you spent your whole life doing, it's easy to hide away in fantasy. Dracula was like that. Molly too. But she was only really able to grow when she stopped hiding in her fantasies and instead faced reality. It's different. I'm not hiding. I'm terrible at hide and seek. I'm just standing in plain air. Everyone can see me. Then what are you doing? This isn't about me. I'm asking for your cooperation here, Kutsuki. Dr. Elenius, please. I want to help. Dr. Elenius took a step away from me, after staring at me for what felt like an eternity, letting out a deep sigh and pinching the bridge of her nose. I have done something awful, Kutsuki. It can't be any worse than anything we've seen you do. It is. Let me make this clear. This does not leave this room. Not under any circumstances. Okay, so what that means is that this is going to come out of this room under some circumstance, and Alora's going to hate us, and everything's going to go terribly, and she might handcuff us first. And I feel like it has to be something to do with the game. Maybe she handcuffs someone or something like that. Of course. You can trust me, Dr. Lennox. It would be kind of awkward if this is what Zeke told us about her threatening him. Could you imagine? And that's be like, oh yeah, I knew that. I'd like to think I could, but these last few days... She looked at me once again, as if she was debating if it was really a good idea to disclose this all to me. Like it or not, I think you're the person here I can trust the most. I do agree with that sentiment. I mean, I can definitely agree with that sentiment, because with everyone else at the night meetings, I'm really the only one who defends you, and other than that, you have Fu, so, I really am your best choice here. No, and even if telling you isn't ideal, I cannot keep the weight of this on my chest any longer. I need to confess what I've done. Okay. Okay. Let's calm down. You're kind of scaring me a little here. I apologize, but I'd rather you did speak about it. So, whatever it is, I promise not to tell the others. After the last trial, after my verdict, I made a deal with the wardens, with Modern Echo. Okay, is that why this whole motive was given then? You made a deal with them? What? Let me establish first and foremost here. It was not to harm any of you. Quite the contrary, really. Then what was it? Turn having whatever the next motive was to disproportionately affect me more than the others. I asked them to update my earpiece, to trade a second model off of their footage of Taka. Huh. Oh god. Asuka's gonna find out about this, and she's either gonna hate Alora more, or she's gonna take that earpiece and become what she hate, and she's become what she swore to defeat. She'll become her sworn enemy. Oh god, I see where this. Oh god, this is. Oh. Oh. If the others knew that, they'd certainly be upset. But more alarmingly, her virgin had made it so she really hadn't changed at all. She was just diving deeper into the unhealthy coping mechanisms. I knew it wasn't my business, but it broke my heart. Well, did it make you feel any better? Truthfully, it makes me feel awful, Krutski. I mean, to be honest, I'm not surprised hearing the voice of the person you accidentally killed and you loved. It makes you feel awful, considering everyone reprimanded you for what you did with Lilith during the second trial. So I'm sure doing the exact same thing and hiding it from everyone and knowing how they reacted, they knew what you attacked. I'm sure that's eating you up on the inside, even though you're definitely in the wrong for doing it. Every single time I hear his voice again, I feel like I'm going to be sick knowing what I've taken from this world. It takes a lot of mental energy to not burst into tears every time he activates. Then why don't you take it out? Leave it behind, Dr. Elenius. I know you can. Come on. I couldn't possibly. I've made it so I cannot hide in fantasy. Instead, I must hide it from it. Focus on my reality, to not face the damage my fantasies have done. I deserve that misery, that sick feeling in my chest. It helps me remind myself that my situation is by no means unfair. It is all something I brought onto myself. I will say, her sprite in this bag was quite funny because there's like a hole in the wall that has smoke coming out of it. And actually, is that a hole in the wall or is that coming from her test tube? Because originally I thought there was a hole in the wall and there was smoke coming out of it. I was going to say it looked like there's smoke coming out of the test tube, but I don't know if that black bit is smoke coming from the test tube itself or if it's a hole. Either way, it's quite funny looking at it. Okay, there's a hole. Never mind. No, the responsibility falls on me to make sure we can all leave safely, despite the best attempts from the audience and the wardens to keep us here. They may view this motive as disproportionately putting a target on me specifically, but I see it as one final chance to make things right. I cannot afford to make mistakes now. If I can lead us out of here safely, then I'll take it out. Then I'll free myself from the past. And if you die before that point, then at least I tried. To be honest, to me, it sounds like you're kind of delaying the inevitable. You're like, oh yeah, I'll do it when we get out. But when we get out, will you still feel that way, or will you be like, oh god, I actually got us out. What do I do now? Do you really feel? I'm not sure if I trust you. It just kind of feels like you're given an arbitrary target that I'm not sure if you even believe you can make it. So if you, it's like saying, oh yeah, I'll take it out when I jump to the moon. You're never going to jump to the moon, but if you tell yourself you can one day, you're just going to be like, oh yeah, I'll keep it in when I get there. Don't worry. I feel like you're just giving excuses to keep it in. You don't need to torture yourself in the process, Dr. Elenius. That's going a little too far, don't you think? It's a bit foolish. Then maybe I am. Listen to yourself. You're putting your own pride before your humanity. Do you think Taka would have wanted this? I clearly knew what he wanted. That's what got me to this point in the first place. So what does it matter? Then do it for him now. Treat yourself how he would have treated you. live how he'd want you to, the person he knew you as. There's far, far too much on the line now to give myself that much grace. Are you really willing to die as Dr. Lennius and not Alora? Have I ever really been Alora? Great response, Shinku. Since the beginning of this, no. Even before this, I was Dr. Elenius first and foremost, before I was my own person. I was your potential for escape, organizer, a tool to make your life here more bearable. The second I showed how flawed I really was, all the childish and pathetic parts of me that make me Alora, not just some machine. I was rejected, but that was because no one rejected you having a dog collection, for example. People thought that was charming. They liked that part of you. What they didn't like was the part that you did human experiments on people, murdered Taka, and used an AI of your dead friend as a coping mechanism that prolonged her life when she didn't want it. Like, I think that's what people had parts of. It wasn't your childish and pathetic parts. It was kind of the part that you did things that made you a terrible person. I think that's why you were rejected. Everyone has made it clear what they need me to be, so that's what I'll be for everyone. If they hate me in the process, then so be it. Alora, let's go, Kutsuki. I mean, you really didn't get what you wanted out of that conversation, Laura, but we certainly got something out of you. It's clear you're not going to disclose your crime to me. That's fine. I won't force you. We should make our way to the canteen. The others are waiting. Alora moved to the door, waiting for me to follow, but stopped as I opened my mouth one last time. Also, just realized if both of us enter the canteen at the same time, the others are going to realize we were doing something together, and they're going to push us about it at the midnight meeting, and then we're going to have to lie to them, and they're going to think we're working with Alora for some reason. I would have really liked to meet her. I hope when we're all out of here, I'll get the chance. She seemed to falter for a moment. Oh, don't give me false hope, Kutsuki. Well, now I'm sad. This is Mini's fault somehow. Yeah, blame her. It's Isabel's fault. Don't worry about it. It's always her fault. She murdered someone, so everything's her fault. The silence that fell between us returned as we made our way to the canteen, where everyone else had already gathered. Maybe feasting so much that last night was a bad idea. Our portions for breakfast seemed even smaller in comparison to that. I knew I'd feel hungry in about half an hour. But we had bigger things to worry about. Namely, whatever condition Alora would have to pick for today. Well then, what is the horrible choice we're going to have to make that will ruin our lives even further? Tell me, Monaco. Thank you for making breakfast. I do appreciate it. I hope the guides were sufficient. For everyone's conversation today, orange juice. Is that? What was my legendary music not satisfying enough for you? Well, no one had any suggestions. I guess it could be worse. It could be poisoned. Oh, that's the fun of it. One of them is. Wait, what? Bitch or no bitch? How the fuck can you deal with riding on motorcycles shirtless through flaming chainsaws or whatever, but can't deal with bets?
Oh, shut the hell up. I'm not the one who always needs to be doing something or she explodes.
Well, at least those two seem to be doing slightly better, except that interview indicates otherwise, but I will ignore that. I didn't know. It was hard to tell with them. They were weird. No way. We've been without direct sunlight for multiple months now. Orange juice should give you certain essential nutrients you're most likely lacking. Thank you. At the very least, it's refreshing. I'll attempt to think of a better reward tomorrow. I apologize that I'm not the most creative. Not again. I just hope our work today isn't too hard. Hopefully the conditions don't throw any major curveballs at us. Either kill someone today or kill someone tomorrow. What's your choice? Come on now. Yes, it is. The conditions I almost forgot. God, oh God, here we go. As if on cue, the cat appeared in front of us. But where's Fu? Oh, he's updated, so nothing today. We're heading back to the basics this morning, just me and you guys. Woohoo, I love it. Back in your nostalgic halcyon days. It's like old times again, isn't it? Nostalgic, we've come so far. You said it were 12 and then your cool died off. You said about that. Oh, so sad. Speaking of nostalgia, I thought we could do a bit of a callback with today's potential conditions. Bring back some old fan favorites. I think that's a little hard, considering most of them are, dead. Are you going to desecrate one of their graves or something? People have all sorts of complaints. Not to mention impossible, unless you want to pull on Alora and Lenny. Let's slip the pointless insults. Just tell me the options for today. It's either going to be like rehashing an old motive or desecrating their graves. Oh, yeah. Oh, God. Oh, that's interesting. Hostage motive and have all the hostages of those currently alive go through another conquest or the first.
What? No way. You already.
Oh, you can choose to have all the troops from 1 day to 4 of those currently alive out in the open. But then, everything we did, all those dares, will be for nothing. I mean, here's the thing, right? All those motive videos were probably pre-recorded anyway. So if you do the hostage motive, you're probably just releasing the recorded footage that's already been done, because they pull out those motive videos way too fast. Meanwhile, for the truth, they're not out in the open, at least from what we know. So I would choose the hostage motive because I'm pretty sure those hostages videos were already pre-recorded. So you don't really lose anything. You're just seeing what already happened. But if Alora doesn't pick it to choose me out it, our hostages died. I feel like Alora would want the truth to be out because I feel like in her mind she thinks knowing everything about. She came to us to figure out what our crime was because she found the unknown of our crime as a liability. So I feel like she'd want to know all our truths so she can know what she's handling. I feel like she's going to choose the truth to come out. We already saw how severe level 1 consequences were. Consider it be Shinku, Lyra, and Ezekiel's hostage's second consequence. It's almost certain we might have another life on our conscience if we chose that. If they haven't already faced the consequences in the first place. With how quickly they produced those videos, it's all but confirmed they're all pre-recorded. I'm sorry to burst everyone's bubble, but anything they all could do to our hostages they'd likely already faced.
I trust your judgment there, but are you really willing to risk that if you're wrong? Wish that horrible speech impediment.
I just really don't want to risk it. I don't want to hurt Nico.
Saint Teal, are you not the one who left him in his current situation in the first place?
Why are you calling me Saint Teal? Yeah, but just because I messed up, that doesn't mean I want to make anything actively worse for him. But are you prepared to have your secrets out into the world? I mean, one of hers is already out, so it's not as bad for her. Of course. They've already seen my crime and said it was okay. I've got nothing else to hide. Anything they could dig up about me, I stand by.
Suppose if you had nothing to hide, you'd be okay with your truth being outed.
Well, I don't really see anyone entirely jumping to have their secrets out in the open, except for Oscar, but don't look at her. I don't stand by her with this. I understand the hostage thing, trust me. If it would make you more comfortable then, I guess we could air our dirty laundry, but neither of those options are, good. Kind of the motive. I hate to break it to you. This is the motive day one where you the fish to die. No, that's how we run things anymore. What does it matter? Practically all of our crimes have already been exposed. Our secret surely cannot make our reputation any worse. Well, all our crimes aside from... Hi. I mean, all of Shinku's truths have already been exposed. Well, except for the day... Oh, the day 4 one. The day 4 truth was that... right, that is awkward. Right, I didn't think of that. Shinku's probably going to fight now. But surely he wouldn't do in favor of getting everyone's loved ones hurt in exchange for preserving his reputation. Shinku. Given how everyone's eyes are on me, I didn't really feel like I could say no in that situation. But if my day 4 truth came out, then there was absolutely no way any of them would ever see me the same again. More importantly, given our history with Dakota, any small possibility I did have of making amends with his meeting would be completely shattered. But if I argued, I'd be causing more issues. It would probably raise more questions. I hated this. It felt just like back when they picked Ichi for the hostage motive. But before I could say anything, Alora spoke up. It's not worth arguing about this. I'm not risking any more potential casualties in or outside this game. At least if we know what's coming if we pick to have all our truth outed. The same cannot be said for picking the hostages. So, is that your final decision? Picking to have your truth outed? Yes, I'm sure. Even if it's all hard about putting in for truth? Don't remind me. That's your decision and that's it. It's not like we have to look at one another's truths. We can all just agree to ignore them. A huge electric TV comes out of the ceiling that forces us to look at it and just shows all our truths. You seriously think no one tried to sneak a peek? I think this would be a wonderful opportunity for some fun, actually. How would we have a look to them together? In front of everyone. Of course, that's exactly what Jill said. If you've got nothing else to hide, that shouldn't be an issue, should it? This really is not ideal. It's what you chose. Get over it. Cry about it. Bye-bye. If you have to live with the consequences of your actions. And really, I think this would be wonderfully entertaining. The viewership would be amazing right now. Shall we begin? Before any of us got a chance to have any say in it, Mononeko immediately slapped down a piece of paper on the table. One with my name written at the top of it. Well, to be fair, we are prisoners number one, so of course we have free will. Well, what do you think? Well, here we go. Oh, it's gonna be voice acting now, isn't it? My mouth immediately went dry.
Ta-da! Not too many surprises here. He wasn't exactly the best at getting his dares done, was he?
I mean, he did all his dares too. If day 4 passed by, that dare wouldn't have been revealed either. So, you know.
Well, ignoring the obvious elephant of day 4, no wonder he managed to do his dare that day. Oh well, too bad it was for nothing.
You did... what?
And that's not your crime?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I thought that was his crime, so I'm kind of confused what his crime even is.
The fuck could it possibly be then?
It's part of it. I really don't want to talk about it.
Whatever it is, I'll leave you to discuss that later. I'm sure you have a lot of questions, but we've got even more to get through.
Yeah, we have like 24. No, it's this. Well, there's 7 of us, so there's what? 28. That's too many secrets. Come on. Well, let's get through it.
Lyra, let's see those truths you were so desperate to hide that you were willing to complete all your dares, no matter how extreme.
Lyra should tell us not your real name. You used to harass and bully your sibling and other children your age to the point. Okay, thanks, sorry, don't talk. To the point you were ostracized from your family and were forced to leave. You had an abortion after a relationship you had with an older man that resulted in pregnancy. Okay, well, okay. You once sat and watched someone overdose in front of you, not attempting to help or intervene at all. Okay, so you, like Shinky, you kind of let someone die then. That is also really bad. Lyra should tell us not your real name. That's like, not even that bad. I guess because it could be kind of inconvenient for me to know that, but... Yeah, some of these were honestly 2 to 4. Well, 3 is like whatever. That's just kind of that's not really her fault really. Like who cares if she had an abortion, whatever. She didn't want to have a child, whatever. But 2 and 4, that's like okay. That's like oh, okay.
Wow.
Wow. Honestly, I feel less bad for driving Mrs. Suicide now, to be honest.
We don't have to talk about it.
Lie, are you?
I'm good. I really didn't want this stuff to get out.
I mean, at the very least, it's not like this is getting posted to the internet, right? I mean, unlike the chapter 2, unlike the motive last chapter, it's not like this is getting posted to the internet.
I don't like thinking about it. I don't like people knowing all this shit from when I was younger. It feels invasive.
Yeah, that's fair.
Hey, it's all right. We don't gotta bring it up anymore.
Right.
See, I'm glad you're really happy to move past this because you're honest.
I mean, the last one is a little concerning, but... I was just being selfish. I was scared of getting arrested. I was like 17 or some shit. What was I meant to do? Back in those days, yeah, of course I was going to be selfish. At the end of the day, no one's life mattered to me more than my own. He was a roof over my head, a meal, and a bit of entertainment.
Yeah, and also obviously day 40 is going to be the worst for everyone. Everyone's day 40 is what I'm scared about.
But it's how it was. When I saw his body, my first thought wasn't, oh god, he died. It was, oh god, I can't stay in this apartment for much longer.
That's really what you thought?
Yeah, that's a little concerning, but you know what? You were 17, I guess. I say as if I totally would have thought that first as a 17-year-old. Totally.
Back then, I just assumed everyone else saw me the same way I saw them. Most friendship or relationships I had back then were pretty transactional. It was pretty hard to care about people when I just assumed they didn't really give a shit about me at the end of the day. If you get too attached, you were just setting yourself up for getting hurt when they pulled some insane shit or left you. That's just how I felt back then. If I could be discarded as spoiled goods the second I got inconvenient, they could too. It made sense to me back then, as messed up as that sounds. Sorry. It's ugly, I know. But I couldn't bring myself to make up some sort of lie or excuse. You deserve to see it for what it is.
Not like you had enough time to make up a lie and excuse to cover all of this and make it make current sense.
Even if it's ugly, I want to know about it. Because you're my friend. And one or two ugly parts doesn't make you rotten to the core. It just makes you human.
Suppose it does. Guess we've all done some pretty messed up shit, huh?
Yeah, that's why we're here.
Let's just move on to Elias's.
Alrighty. Let's see if this'll help knock him down a few more pegs. He has been all confident lately.
I even saw all that interview stuff last night. It was crazy. Okay, Zeke, do you want to say anything before I start talking? Okay, let's go. Ever since you've always been preoccupied in church sermons, thinking about the true nature of Jesus and Judas' relationship. Always inevitably fixation on the homoerotic undertones. Okay, well, that is just... okay. I don't even know how to feel about that. Like, okay, good for you, I guess. You willingly left Michael alone in an environment that was practically a living hell for him. And day 3, before going to House Peak, you were an extremely violent person who would sometimes beat fellow students until they needed to be hospitalized. Yeah, we knew that. And day 4, a sick part of you adores how your electrical scars match the ones Michael sustained from his electrotherapy. Huh. Okay, that's certainly an interesting part. I mean, I guess, except day 2 and once again, day 2 and day 4, and day 3, to be honest. Day 1 is like, okay, Zeke, you do you, I guess. And the rest are like, okay, but yeah, it's not great. But then again, none of these are going to be great, are they? They're truth and a death games, of course. Well, I guess we all knew day 3, but there was a lot more Michael than I was expecting. And if I wasn't scared of what Ezekiel's reaction could potentially be, I would question the first one, but it wasn't much of a surprise considering how we'd been acting around Mint.
Michael, you're hostage? Hey, come on, you can't hold yourself fully responsible for that. I'm sure you were just a kid trying your best.
I was 25.
Okay, you get that old.
He left me, as far as I'm concerned.
Okay, denial is an interesting tactic. I suppose that was easy for Osaka to say after, well, they'd left their brother in an allegedly harmful situation as well.
I wasn't aware you had electrical scars.
I got them from a stun a while back. They stretch out over most of my back.
I didn't realize stunts involved electrical risks. Even though I guess that's some of them are true. I guess it never occurred to me. I thought it was just motorcycle stuff, really dangerous motorcycle stuff. That's really my extent of knowledge to that. Wasn't aware electricity from the rat of Zeus was involved.
Oh, this makes me wonder if you got them intentionally.
Okay, well, it's meaning we didn't have to say the quiet part out loud.
Oh, that's... okay, I'm not sure about that one.
Yeah.
Whatever happened between the two of you? How deluded do you have to be to find comfort in matching scars?
Oh, so she's just really going down on Zeke just because she doesn't like... You didn't say this to Shinku or Lyra. You decided to pounce on Zeke the second his information came out. Wow, okay, well, I see how it is, Mini. Okay, I'm pretty sure Mini was trying to do something similar with her classmates. But I bit my tongue. It was best not said anything.
Shut the hell up.
I kind of want to live. Oh.
Don't act Like you know anything about me, Isabel. I bet there's something real messed up on yours.
I mean, we already know of the harem thing. I'm not sure if there's did any other secrets come out? I don't think so.
Oh, please. You can't seriously be that immature.
I mean, just don't be surprised when Zeke pounces on you in a couple of minutes.
Let us just proceed to mine. I'd rather get it over and done with. Besides, none of Elias's are particularly shocking.
And what is it? Alora's got a doll collection. Her second one was that she knowingly vested or advocated for a study that she knew was ethically wrong. I think that was day 2. We don't know day 3 or day 4 though.
What's that meant to mean?
I mean, you know what it means.
Aye, Warden. Let's see why exactly you were willing to give yourself a little acid shower.
Well, I won't talk because, you know, I'm getting interrupted every time.
I have nothing more to hide. You've all already seen the worst of me.
That is true. Day 1. Despite your stoic nature, you have an extensive doll collection you spend absurd amounts of money on. Day 2. You consistently endorse research that has resulted in the abuse and neglect of your twin sister, who you helped cover up the existence of. Day 3. You're horrible with loss. Using chatbot AI technology, you created a replication of your dead friend without her consent. Furthermore, you're unable to function without it. Well, yeah, that was pretty much not her entire motive for the chapter 2, but it was Taka trying to destroy that earpiece is what caused it to accidentally kill her. It was the catalyst, you could say. And day 4, your work has helped develop bioweapons that may be used in the future to harm innocent civilians. Okay, sure, if we've seen the worst of you, Lord, that seems pretty bad. I'm all for equality. I'll harm the people who are about to die and the people who are expected to have long lives. Take that. You always thought I was awful, but no, I'm... Okay, yeah, sure. No. Okay, well, yes, this wasn't anything we didn't know already or couldn't infer from everything else going on. Is weapons really something we could have inferred? I don't remember that being brought up.
Does anyone have anything to say? I'd rather clear things up now.
I mean, I had some questions about the bioweapons, but sure.
I just don't know how you can live with yourself.
I cannot change what I've done in the past, but I can at least keep all of you alive for as long as possible, to at least try to rectify some of my mistakes.
Sure.
If you really wanted to make it seem like you were making a proper effort to change, you take out that earpiece.
Yeah, that is a fair point.
Let's just move on to Cersei's.
I don't want to change.
Right, our favorite little Nepo baby. Let's see what else you could possibly have hidden in your closet.
Wait, hold the phone. You've got a fiancé? Hello? Why have you not mentioned this before?
I mean, thanks, Lara, for taking my thunder. Let me just say it now, please, before you can interrupt me. I was going to be quiet, so the first line of dialogue come, but take my thunder, sure, let's go with it. Day 2. You don't love your fiance. Okay, honestly, Lyra, I can't even say fiance, so thank you for taking my role. Day 2. You don't love your fiance and never will. You'd be willing to cheat on him without hesitation if a better person came along. Day 3. In high school, you got a girl expelled by framing her for cheating because you saw her as an academic threat. Actually, that seems familiar to me. I think we also got day 3. Anyway, day 4. Your whole life has been funded by blood money. Your family's fortune originated from the exploitation of others and the extraction of natural resources from lands that were never your own. I mean, I guess we didn't know that, but I feel like that's not really a crazy thing. Like, it's not her fault that her family did that and she was born into it. So while we didn't know that, that's kind of like it's not great, but it's also, yeah, it's not your fault, it's meaning. Now then, the fiance is arranged marriage. Well, I mean, I think there's a really good reason why she didn't mention that. She didn't want people to know she was in an arranged marriage, probably.
I hardly think that's relevant here.
Of course not. Especially when she's willing to cheat on him at any given opportunity.
Okay.
Hey now, let's not be too harsh on her. It's not like she actually did cheat.
Yeah, it would be a little ridiculous to give her more shit for potential cheating than Alora let us give Shinku for driving his sister to suicide.
Ooh, well then. Shinky kind of got wrecked there. Well, you can't really say anything. Well, I was going to attempt to defend his meaning here, but shut my mouth for now. Honestly, I'm kind of figuring out very clearly that my mouth being shut is probably the best case scenario for a lot of things.
I think we're sort of brushing over
blood money thing here. I think that's a little more important.
Oh wait, does blood money mean like killing people for money? I just thought it was like money from a relative by blood. Am I just uneducated? Is that what that meant?
Well, I certainly didn't have any say in that. I wasn't the one who initially exploited them. I don't believe it's a crime to be born into money. I didn't ask for it.
Yeah, I sort of agree.
I wasn't even aware of it until I was well into being an adult, and even then I suppose I just never really thought about it. It's just how I've always lived.
I guess it's not really any different to you, Everything you value in your life is the result of these sorts of systems of exploitation.
Look, so the camera pans over to Dakota, very slowly, bedrotting in his room.
Well, everything you value that you still have, that your actions hadn't caused to shatter. You're such a silly little girl. Now, it doesn't really matter, but he's taken a lot of steps to even the playing field for you, so let's divulge Fu's truths.
Because he was definitely not a participant in this killing game, definitely not.
I don't really see the point in that. It's unlikely any of them are anything more than lies.
Just entertain me, please.
Yeah. He probably just made up a load of bullshit.
I guess it wouldn't hurt to take a look anyway.
Thanks, Lyra, the most sensible person here. Okay, well that first one is hilarious. Day 1. You still are only able to get a good night's sleep when you're able to hear your mother's lullabies. Well, Shiku, he kind of has a reputation. That would kind of ruin a lot. It would kind of make everyone's perceptions of him change if they knew that. He would be nearly as scary. Day 2. You ruined a small rural community by making them depend on products that were unhealthy, processed, and lacked proper nutritional value. I will say, it's very interesting he was willing to let the Day 2 secret come out, but not the Day 1. I can't remember what his dare was that day. Was that the day where he tried to, like, quote unquote, well, when he tried to attack Takiko, but he couldn't go through with it? I can't remember, but I think it's interesting. He let the Day 2 one come out, but not the Day 1 one. Anyway, Day 3. You were the reason the marriage fell apart, and you'll never meet anyone you love quite like her ever again. Yeah, we saw that one as well. Day 4. You only gained your ultimate through blackmailing and extortion an influential politician you had dirt on. Your talent, for all intents and purposes, is fraudulent. I mean, we knew he got his talent from underhanded means, and it's like, yeah, I mean, what am I going to do about it? It's not great, and it's not really good, but what am I going to do about it now? It's been 20 years or whatever. It's been almost 20 years since you got your talent, so, like, I mean, arrest him, I guess, but also he ruined the small rural community. It's like, I don't think anything really here beats that, at least in terms of moral actions. But I think the Day 1 is hilarious. I love that. Well, that first one was almost endearing. I don't know why he worked so hard to do his first dare that day. No one would have forgiven him scrutiny if that came out. I guess he just needed an excuse to get out of his cell from that day onwards. But even so, looking at these, I couldn't shake the feeling that...
I do not know how much insight we can possibly glean from these.
Depends if they're true or not. But there's not really a way to confirm or deny that, huh?
Listen, if they're true, then they're helpful. If they're not true, at the very least, the first one is still hilarious. So I think it's a win-win situation.
Either way, I doubt anything here is particularly relevant. I don't believe any of this information would be useful, even if it was true.
I wonder who the influential politician he had dirt on was. I wonder if they were related to the janitor in any way, because we know the janitor and Fu know each other. So I wonder, I feel like it'd be weird for this random politician to just be involved here. I wonder if the politician might be actually someone who's running this game, to get back at Fu somehow. I wouldn't be surprised if they were involved, yeah.
Might give us more insight as to why he's doing this at the very least.
Maybe.
If he really is doing this.
Ooh, Lyra, have you clocked on to what he's doing?
Huh? What do you mean?
Never mind. Guess I'm just skeptical and shit.
No, Lyra, you're getting there. I think you're right. Just like in the chapter 1 motive when you said they were pre-recorded, you're getting there. You're right. Lyra, keep following it.
This is why I think Lyra's gonna die. She's catching on to what Fu is dropping down, and she's gonna get killed for it. Damn it.
Let's just move on to our most worthy prisoner alive, Asuka. What could someone so perfect and deserving of redemption have possibly done that they wanted to hide?
Never done anything wrong in her entire life, so true.
Hey, I only completed my dare one of the days.
I mean, you didn't have a chance to do your well. I was gonna say you didn't have a chance to do your dare on day 4, but I mean, because you had the entire day. We only went into like 2 hours of that day, if we're being very generous. So even if you wanted to do your dare on day 4, you didn't have time to do it. Some people like Alora and Shinku and Taka, all of them were like doing this immediately in the morning, like that would ever like not even thinking about their actions have foresight. That yeah, I can't speak. Go.
Yes, you're very lucky Takiko decided to lose it before you'd have to cover for your day 4 truth, aren't you?
Ooh, is Mononeko just about to expose everything I was alluding to?
Don't put it like that.
Let's take a look at your truth, Asuka.
Was it? We only saw her. We saw her day 1 truth, which was about her having bad grades. We know about Nico. Was it day 2 she didn't do her? I can't remember which one it was.
Kidnapping. Forgive me for asking, but
Okay, well. So day 1, yes, guess. Day 2, yeah, I was right. Day 2 was the one she didn't do. Okay, day 2. Back in your child modeling days, you were cruel to the other kids around you, and your comments would routinely damage their self-image greatly. Wow. I mean, you were a child, so it's not great, like I've said many times, but it's also you're what, 20, 21. Well, actually, no, you're 18, I think. But still, if by child, if we're talking like single digits in age, it's like, okay, that was bad, but you're an entirely different person now, so I forgive you. It doesn't affect me really. Day 3, yeah, we've already went through that. And day 4, from a legal standpoint, you could be charged for multiple occasions of kidnapping minor members of your circus. Okay, Mononeko, I have a very important question. Not mentioned in your inner crime. You were saying how she kind of not forged, but stole from charity. I actually can't even remember her crime. Of being honest, it's been a while. But I know that she kind of behind behind the circus crew's backs to like not forge documents, but to put them in a situation where they couldn't leave them, they want to. But why was this kidnapping stuff mentioned? Correct is immediate correct reaction.
It's not like that.
I just kind of stole them from their families when I thought they were abusive. Like, not getting crazy.
It's just because I didn't have legal custody of the minors who chose to join the troop, alright?
Okay.
But it was all their choice. If I hadn't taken them in and let them join us, who knows what would have happened to them? They clearly weren't happy before. I just wanted to give them somewhere they could be.
So it was basically exactly what I said, but she didn't steal them. They chose to join, even though they were minors. I mean, okay, I guess it's from a legal standpoint, and so I guess it implies from a moral standpoint, a lot of people might agree with what she did. But still, you could call the cops on the parents instead of taking them away from them for without saying anything and make you bad too. Like, it's still a crime. You could have. I feel like there were other measures that could have been taken instead of bringing them into your circus. But you do you, I guess.
And besides,
Besides.
I didn't want to leave anyone behind again after Nico.
Okay.
I can believe it. I don't think you did anything wrong.
I would never go against Best Girl Asuka.
I think they did a few things wrong.
Yeah. There's definitely a couple of things we could scrutinize her for.
Who cares? All that child modeling shit was in the past. Besides, it was probably just the industry.
I mean, we could have just kept that to past. We don't have to be like, oh, yes, the industry forced us to say those terrible things about the other children, obviously. We don't have to say that.
oh, of course you'd be fine because it was the industry. Have you seriously learned nothing?
Also very true. A very good point from Miss Meany.
That's different. I can understand the position they were in during it. Besides, they were just a kid.
Yeah, they really were just a kid. That is true. Like, yeah, that doesn't really nothing else to say about it. It was a little concerning, even if Ezekiel had started to acknowledge the errors of his ways, how much he seemed to be enabling Asuka. I'd stay quiet for the most part out of fear of being ostracized, especially with how severe these meetings could be. But I was certain that eventually it would reach a boiling point.
That's a wrap. I think we all learned a whole bunch bunch about each other, haven't we? Isn't that fun?
Yeah, I'm glad all the dares have been rendered pointless now. Thanks, Mononeko. Mononeko left all the papers on the table for people to return to and look over later as they let out a small purr. What a purr sounds like, and hopped off the table themselves. Come on over those. Make sure it's giving you a little to think about. Oh, I sure do hope a break down what little unity you were, and the being built back between you. That would just be terrible. Oh, for God's sake, shut up, your voice is so annoying. See you tomorrow. The cat hopped through the vents, leaving us all alone back in the canteen. A silence fell over all of us before Alora started to speak. Well, now that that has happened, let's quickly move on. I think we should move on to labor assignments. Oh dear, I see the hyphen after this word. Oh, am I going to get interrupted by Ezekiel Elias? Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Well, what? Well, what? No way. How can we just move past that? Are you insane? I think a bit of a fucking discussion needs to be had. We can't just ignore that shit.
Everyone has seen Civic Friend in the past. For example, making bioweapons and, getting bad grades. They are all equally equivalently bad. Come on. I think we can leave the discussion there. As long as we agree that our collective survival is more valuable than any disputes or disagreements that arise from this, we should be fine. In all due respect, Alora, I think not discussing these is going to lead to more conflict down the line. It might be best to clear up any misconceptions now. Right? Don't hate me, please. I would say it's interesting that she's referring to Alora by her first name. Usually he calls her Dr. Lennius. I wonder if he's just going to be calling her Alora now after their conversation. And I wonder if anyone else is going to pick up on it. Rutski, did you of all people really wish to have your secrets addressed? Damn. Well... Yes, actually. Great idea, Alora. Shinku, I think we've all got a few questions for you. It's really complicated. I don't think I could even start to explain. It's not like I meant to.
Meant to or not, you still did it.
Figures here, especially for him, but remember, these secrets are intentionally phrased in a way to make them sound as bad as possible. Akiko's daydream what made it sound like she killed her mom. It was just that Ma died giving birth to her. That her Ma died giving birth to her. And that kidnapping one, it makes me sound way more malicious than I am. This is probably a really sensitive subject for Shinku. I mean, his sister died. Just ganging up on him before he has a chance to explain isn't going to help him at all. I suppose you're right. But you would be remiss to believe we don't have any right to be a little concerned about us all. I'll explain when I'm ready, I promise. It's all still very fresh. We lost her only about a month before I got taken here. That period of time before the game is all a bit blurry to me. It was horrible. But I didn't mean to. I thought I could finally make things right. I was going into her room to try and talk about it all when I found the note. Dude, it's okay. Don't force yourself. You can talk about it when you're ready to talk about it.
You can't seriously be defending him.
You can't exactly say anything yourself after having lives on your hands, can you?
Well, judging from that last secret, neither can you.
Well, wow, okay. Everything is exploding now. Great, everyone's fighting each other. Alora, get the knives. The purge is upon us. And can you forgive me for it?
Well, yeah, 'cause you lie. We all make stupid choices when we're scared or emotional or whatever. I can give you the benefit of the doubt. There's context missing here. People don't just watch others die like that, not unless you're crazy. And I know for sure you're not crazy.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. If you're given the, if you're just saying it because you like someone, that's not really a good excuse. If you have to give, like, you should treat people the same, especially when you send some topics. Yeah, like Lyra said, it's perfectly, so I'll just say line. Then you can give me the benefit of the doubt for this as well. Shingu can tell his shit when he's ready, but I don't think this is gonna make him an active threat or anything. See, come on, Lies right. Right now, this stuff isn't important. We're not gonna judge you for yours. You wouldn't judge us for ours. So let's be stronger than this. Ultimately, all these conditions are in place to actively deter us from working together and instigate as much interpersonal conflict as possible. You are more than welcome to hold your own opinions of everyone here and their actions, but we are all worthy of life. With various areas of the prison getting restricted and conditions here getting more severe, we could do with as many hands as possible. No matter the reason, letting this conflict blind you in the moment and taking drastic action would be foolish. If you let that happen, I'd be forced to take measures I'd really rather not do. Well, say that out loud is certainly a choice. Everyone's going to be looking at you right now, and at this midnight meeting, people are going to be roaring. You'd really do that? If I could save a life, if it could save a life, then yes, I'd do it in a heartbeat. Especially after seeing how these secrets show someone to kill in the past. Please, if we start getting stuck in all these silly little secrets that steer away and away, and start treating each other differently because of it, things are bound to go south. Which is stupid, because all of this could be sorted out with just trying to understand each other. Well, I think even you can make exceptions to who you choose to be understanding towards. Asuka, right? Also, I just realized that in the background where all the characters are, Shinku and Alora are still by the edges of the door and they're not by the table. I think that's rather funny. Plus, once again, this game does everything in its power to make all of us sound as bad as possible. To dehumanize us as much as possible. Like, I hardly deserve to be here one bit. We all know that. We all know that I am not deserving of being here at all. I mean, to give her the benefit of the doubt, she was the replacement. So she was the 13th choice. So technically she wasn't meant to be here, but... You wouldn't know that from my crime. They made me sound like a monster. Well, yeah, I agree with that. Exactly! But only because, like, I don't really think any of us deserve to be here in a murder death game prison. But maybe that's just me. Maybe I think murder is wrong. It just got me crazy. I don't think there's any issue with pointing out how unfair this situation is. But if you keep putting yourself above everyone else here morally, then... I don't know, Asu. I think you're gonna make the prison more unfair in the process. I agree with Lyra so much. She is Spitting Fact's favorite character, best, the only person with a head on her shoulder at the current moment, if I'm being completely honest. Best person here. She's who I'll be hanging out with this entire chapter. Did you just disagree with me? Listen, I'm saying this because I care about you, man. But you can't just keep brushing all your shit under the rug. You're by no means a perfect person. There's a difference between intentionally committing some crime and just breaking a few silly little rules that make a place where things can be fair for one. A few silly little rules? Girl, you almost ruined all of those kids' lives. If we just left them in those awful situations, I wanted to give them somewhere where they could just be happy, where they'd finally have a proper family, where they could be free to be themselves. But they weren't ever fully free, were they? You gave them a world where they could be happy, sure, but it was just as trapping as their home lives. If they grew up there, what options would they have when they were grown up and decided maybe they didn't want to spend their whole lives in your circus? That they wanted something different?
Lie. Come on. Maybe you should lay off them.
I'm saying this because I care about you, Asu. This isn't meant as an attack or anything. But if you spend so much time just telling yourself the way you're living is the right way for you, if you stay so stubborn, you'll never really grow. You'll end up hurting people and becoming the very thing that hurt you as a kid. You'll just be perpetuating it.
Oh dear, oh god, I'm just gonna take a few steps back.
I'm saying this because I care about you, Asu. This isn't meant as an attack or anything. I feel like I already said this. What's going on? And I don't want that to happen to you. You don't deserve to have to deal with that. I can never do that. I can never be like this. You need a reality check here. If you put above all of us and refuse to see any fault in your actions, you're going to end up being resented eventually, or resenting yourself, or resenting all of us for being so awful in comparison to you. I want you to snap out of this shit, Asu, to see things for how they are. I want you to grow, because God knows if anyone here is going to grow, it's going to be you. I mean, I'm glad that she's saying it, because Zeke, I'm pretty sure she got you to Zeke, now she's trying to get you to Asu, even after Asuka helped Zeke get back to how Lyra wanted her to be, and Zeke is now growing, hopefully. And now Asuka is realizing that Lyra was talking to both of them. It's like, oh god, how is she going to react to that? How are they going to react to this? And as your friend, I don't want to lose you or see you go too extreme with it. I'm trying to do what's best here. I'm trying to fix things. I'm not just letting anyone get left behind this time. And I feel like Alora is trying to do the exact same thing as you are, and she's trying to not be unfair, and she's trying to fix it, and she's trying not to leave everyone behind as well, but I don't think you can see that. Asu, you're not dumb. Come on. You should know better than anyone. As Lyra said that first part, Asuka seemed to pause for a moment, suddenly growing more quiet. Okay, I feel like I might have activated a bomb here. Everyone, get to a safe distance. Oh. I'm sorry. Okay, I don't know what you said. I wasn't paying enough attention to what happened. Listen, I care about you a lot, and I don't want to see you get worse. I'm sure you feel the same about me or Zeke, or really anyone here. So please, just think about it, okay? An awkward silence befell everyone, only broken when Alora cleared her throat. I guess I'm not the most hated person now. Slicks hair. I'm sure we can have more discussions another day. For now, I believe maybe best to put all the energy we have right now into something more productive. Imagine if Alora puts us with Asmini for this task. Who have we been? We've been with Zeke, we've been with Lyra, and we've been with her, which leaves us with Asuka and Asmini for the daily task. If we're put with Asmini now, God, right after our secrets from the chapter mode came out, it's going to be awkward. Right, let's just delegate today's task and get to it. I'd rather not have to dwell on this for too long. Further elaboration can wait. Some of these things are best discussed in private, after all. Ismini's gaze moved over to me for a moment, apprehension clear in her expression. Oh god, she wants to be with me, doesn't she? God, if she didn't hate me before, it was almost certain she hated me now. Cersei? Right. First and foremost, Cersei, you and I will be attending to the crops in the courtyard again. You and Ismini? No, last time it was Ismini, and no, Laura and Asuka were last time, so we're going to be with Asuka this time probably. So Lyra and Zeke are going to be paired together. Fun. Oh, wonderful! Farming duty for the third day in a row. I wonder if while I'm cleaning up, Shinko is going to spy me like a creep in the mirror again in the shower block. Wouldn't that be delightful? Well, if you're so against it, I suppose I could always instead assign you elsewhere? Perhaps you'd like to join Eliza's task. No, it's fine. It's quite enriching, farming, yummy. Ooh, so looking forward to it. Yum. Why did you say yummy? Okay. I love the bird and the words.
Maybe it'll give you a taste of the lives of the people your family drained their fortune from.
Okay, Elias, that's enough. We can dig you, but don't dig her. We like her, not you. Elias, that's enough. Any further discussion of the matter will result in a punishment. I do not want to use the tools I've been granted by this motive. But I will if I have to. Are we getting ever so close to the point where she's going to use those tools? She's threatening them out. She's threatening them now, and she's going to use them pretty soon, and I'm scared what she's going to use them for. Pointless infighting isn't going to be any help to anyone. I'd much rather you all resent me than be recklessly endangering yourselves to protect your own egos.
Jesus, we get it.
And I thought the end also were on a power trip.
Excuse me? Do not make me regret my decision today.
What decision?
Given you two have seemed to make progress on resolving your previous dispute,
I'm tentatively resolving to have you and Chantel work together to be on washing and cleaning duty today. Put in Zeke and washing again? I mean, Alora, come here. I was doing him yesterday. He did a horrible job. Don't put him back there, please. He got distracted yesterday, yes. But I'm hoping something else will distract him today if you catch my drift. I mean, what? But I'm hoping he'll have learned his lesson this time and be more focused. It doesn't really matter to me what I'm doing. I can be scrubbing, and they can begin the water running. Can't touch the taps myself after all. You two can distribute labor however you'd like, as long as you get it done.
Hell yeah, we're gonna get it done. Those days don't know what's coming.
Didn't have that attitude yesterday, I wonder why. And St. Teal'sky, you two will stay here in the canteen and focus on the preservation efforts. St. Teal had previous experience with Jaren, and there's only a few things left to can or pickle, so that'll be your aim for today. If you manage to complete your work quickly enough, I'd like you to test how good the flour is for bread. If either of you could attempt to make a loaf, that would be wonderful. I'm not really much of a baker. Well, I don't think any of us are much of a baker, so we're just gonna have to make ends meet. Oh, never mind, Asuka can bake. That's lovely. I can teach you. Don't worry. It takes a bit, but that's alright. We've got a lot to talk about after all. Okay, I do not know why, but despite Asuka's small smile, those words seemed a little ominous. I couldn't help but feel a bit uneasy. She realized we walked in with Alora, and she wants to know what the hell we were talking to her about, because she does not trust Alora one bit, and she wants to get all the information out of us. Yeah, of course. I mean, if she does pry to us what we were doing, Laura didn't say we couldn't tell us what we were doing, so just tell Asuka Laura was prying into what my crime was and tell her we didn't tell her, and then we came back. Just tell, that's all you have to tell her. I wouldn't want to break Laura's trust at this point in the game. If she figures out we broke her trust again, she could easily handcuff us, and I wouldn't risk that. Now is that all settled? I'll see you all here again in a few hours. Good luck, everyone. I trust you will all stay on task today. All who oppose Suki shall fall. I can't wait to see that happen. You know what? We are going to end the episode here. Am I going to have to go through a lot of dialogue again? And the save time on my save file is going to look disproportionate to the YouTube video length? Absolutely. Do I care? No, because it is getting late. It's been like an hour and a half. We need to end it at some point. That this seems like a good stopping point. We got through the motive, and we're going to start tomorrow's episode with a very apparently tense conversation with Asuka, which would be fun. I'm also wondering if so this is our fourth labor task, right? We have Delora with the farming, we have Lyra make bread, and we have Zeke with the washing, and now we're doing preservation with Asuka. So that's 4 of the 6 characters. Well, technically we did farming, which we helped few helped us with the farming on day 1 with Asuka. So technically, the only character who we haven't had a labor task with yet is Ismini, and that makes me worry that the next labor task will be the last. Because if tomorrow is the last labor task, that means there's going to be an interrogation tonight, and that'll be the 5th of 7. And if tomorrow is the last labor task, so interrogation tonight, tomorrow last labor task, then the night of tomorrow is the 6th interrogation. Then the next morning or during the night or whatever, we find a dead body. It lines up too well in my opinion. So I think we're getting ever closer to that dead body. But yeah, anyways, Ezekiel's interrogation was sad, and I felt bad for him. But yeah, I don't know how to feel about it. As you can tell from this playthrough, I'm not great at putting my words to mouth. I can't really make words. Very difficult for me. If you couldn't tell, I just like making little jokes, and this game is very serious, so it's hard for me sometimes. But yeah. You know what? I usually write a lot of thoughts in the script. Well, not a lot of thoughts, but some thoughts in the script. So if you don't know, when I make these episodes, a lot of the time when I can't put my thoughts to words and form them coherently, I usually just write them in the description so you know what I'm thinking. So if you don't know that, read the description, and it's in there that I'm a failure and I've done miserable things with this episode. But previous episodes I've had thoughts in the description, so if you want to read them, you can read that. So I'll just leave it now. I'll let it digest it in my system. I'll think about it, and I'll do that. And I'll end it here, and I see you tomorrow for the next episode of Danganronpa Antebellum. And with that, I have nothing else to say. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.